There's a ton of different play styles in the Sims community. You got the builders, the drama makers, the legacy players, and so on. Obviously, I'm a builder, but I'm also a legacy player. And trust me, I know how annoying it is when you have a full house of Sims and barely any space for them. That's where my builder side comes in. I built a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom home that has a ton of space for all your Sims, and it's under 100,000 simoleons. With that being said, let's get on to the speed build. So we're going to be in the world of Willow Creek with this build, and this build is actually limited packs. So I only use Growing Together, High School Years, all 3 of the clutter kits, so the Everyday Clutter, Bathroom Clutter, and the Kitchen Clutter, Parenthood, and the kids stuff. I wanted to use a bunch of packs that are similar that plays legacy families, I guess, would have. Probably not the kids, that was kind of a bad move on my part, but I digress. Right now, I'm starting to get the kind of general layout for the exterior. I actually got inspiration from a Pinterest photo. If I can find it, I'll put it on screen right now, but if not, oh well. So I'm building it right now on the Riverside Roost lot. It's actually right next to the Pancakes house, so I would recommend moving it if you don't want to be neighbors with the Pancakes, because I don't know if I would like to hear screaming and fighting all night long. But anyways, you can see right now that I'm starting to get the general layout of the build and how I want it to be done. I did cut out a few things though. I cut out the floor plan, I think the landscaping as well, and I cut out the bathrooms. But yeah, we are now about to be moving on into the kitchen, and I'm not gonna lie, I based the whole color scheme of this house almost based on the kitchen clutter fridge. I don't know what it was about it, but I was really liking like the pinks and the greens and like the blues and that, so you'll see later on. I made like the cabinets like a nice like shade of green. I got like a pink sofa, like a whole bunch of like pretty stuff. So it's not cutesy, but it's like I like it. I would furnish my house like that. But while we are furnishing the kitchen, I will give y'all a tiny little life update, just because there's not much going on right now. I moved some of my college classes to online, which don't know how to feel about it yet. I don't know if I made the right move or not. It was almost too late for me to do it, but thankfully I was able to get it done in time. I just feel like it would be like easier on me if I switched to online classes for a little bit, but I'm just scared that I won't be able to keep up with it, but I believe in myself. I think I got it. Also, yesterday, it'll be a couple days ago when y'all are seeing this, but yesterday I went kayaking for the first time. And it's nothing like it's nothing too crazy. It's not like going down like a river like at 40 miles, like nothing like that. No. But my husband's been really into kayaking lately, and he's found like this like creek spot that would be good for me to like try, I guess, to kayak, since I've never been before. So we went to it and it was super fun. I had a lot of fun. It's definitely an arm workout though. He's a big gym person. He goes to the gym all the time, so he has experience with his arms and working them out and stuff, but I don't really work out, so it was definitely an arm workout, and my arms are still sore, but it's fine. It was worth it. I had a really good time. But anyways, we are moving on into like the dining room, living room area, but I had a very open floor plan for this build because I know it doesn't matter in The Sims, I know, so don't say anything to me, but I feel like it would be nice if your sim could like look out into the living room, see their kids while they're doing like the dishes or like cooking or whatever. Again, it's realistic, but like I know it doesn't matter because it's The Sims, but I like doing it. But I tried to make it seem that like it was a family home, so I put like a bunch of like toys, like there's a little like chair for maybe one of your Sims toddlers or something could sit there, and I put on the dining table actually like some arts and crafts, like maybe your Sims kid or something left it out while doing it. You can kind of see now that the color seems starting to come together. I try to use a lot of warm wood tones, and I know the wood tones are kind of mix and matching right now, but I feel like that's kind of realistic for a family home. Like, look in your house right now. I bet you almost $1 million that I do not have that your home does not have all of the same wood swatches. And I feel like people who get overly hung up on that, like, nothing against them, I choose to not care, because knowing this game, if I spend like 10 minutes trying to find a matching wood swatch of something when I could be spending 10 minutes like building, I would choose the latter, you know? Like, it's honestly not that deep. So we got a bunch of matching stuff here, but if you don't like it, you don't have to download it. So putting that out there right now. But the very first room I'm doing is a nursery. I got inspired by those curtains on the wall. I never actually used that swatch of the curtains. I've always just done like a plain white or just like a plain color of it. I use these curtains a lot throughout the house, so you're gonna get sick of them really quickly, but I never use the swatches at all. So I kind of got inspired with that, and I wanted to go for like a forest, not a foresty, but just like a natural, I guess, kind of room. I put that mountain rug, and we just got a bunch of like blue green swatches, and you'll see in a second I put that like sunset kind of wallpaper. I never use that either. This whole build is just me using stuff that I never used, because I did such like a limited pack thing, which is, it's unusual for me actually. I never really build with limited packs, which I probably should be, just so everyone can download it, because I know not everyone has all the packs in the game, and it's unfair to y'all that like y'all have to like deal with people building with like 10 million packs, and like maybe you only have like a couple packs, you know? But at the same time, I don't want to build with like just like the base game and like one pack or two packs. Like a lot of people have some of the packs but not all the packs. So like for example, like let's say you have like seasons, cats and dogs, and like parenthood and backyard stuff, you know? You don't really see a build with like all of those like packs. And I'm just rambling, so I apologize, but a lot of the people that play The Sims aren't builders. Like I know this because I used to not build in The Sims back when like I first started out, like in like what, 2019, 2020. I used to just download builds from the gallery because I just didn't know how to build, and I didn't really care to learn how to build. I just wanted to like play my little game and like play with my family and blah 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 blah. But after a couple years I was like, okay, maybe I do want to start building houses. And this leads me to my point, because originally I did not have all the packs. Obviously I'm not an EA affiliate or any of that stuff. I bought all of these packs with my own money. So starting out, I didn't have that many packs. I only had like probably 4 or 5 when I wanted to start building, and they were all random packs too. It was like backyard stuff, get together, dine out, like stuff like that that wouldn't really go together, you know? So I would see all these builds on the gallery, and it would either be just base game or like builds with every single pack that you can think of. And I just got annoyed and was like, why aren't there any builds that have like all the packs that I have? And like obviously it's very niche and whatnot, but that was the push that made me want to start learning how to build, you know? Feeling that way sucks, and I don't want anyone to feel that way. So that being said, if you want a specific build and you don't have all the packs, and you want, like, let's say you have cats and dogs, Strangerville, Snowy Escape, and like, I don't know, Dine Out, right? Let's say you have those packs. Comment down below and tell me, hey, I have blah, blah, blah packs. I want you to build blah, 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 and I'll do it for you, and I'll post it on the gallery, like free of charge. Like it's no like commission thing or anything, but I just want to help out the community, and I'll make it into a speed build. I'll shout you out and everything. Like it's no sweat off my back, you know? But enough of that rant. We just finished the downstairs bedroom. That was the parents' room. Obviously, it's not much to say to it. I tried to make it very generic because it's a parents' room. I don't know how your Sims are gonna be, but the kids' rooms, there is technically 4, but I'm gonna say 3 because the infant is just like whatever. The 3 kids' rooms are not generic at all. They're very like, I guess, gendered, I guess, but you can always like change it up if you want to, you know? You don't have to keep it there. You can decorate it yourself. We are currently in the like loft area, I guess. I feel like this area is more so the kids' domain. I feel like the parents here have a role, like you can keep all your stuff upstairs, just don't make a mess downstairs, just make a mess upstairs, like that kind of thing. But yeah, these people are definitely have some type of money if they're able to like have like a little playroom with a TV situation, like all these couches and stuff, because I know growing up I did not have that at all. And I just put like a mess of toys out there. We have a couch, another of the like toddler chairs, and just like a little playroom situation. But now we are into the teen's bedroom, or it could be a child bedroom. Again, this build isn't for me, it's for y'all. So, but I was really inspired by this bed that we got. It's not a particularly new bed, but it came in like the last couple of updates, so I really wanted to use it, and I used the bisexual swatch on it. So I went all out in this room. I think this is like the most cluttered room of the house, not only just because it's so tiny, but I just really like the color scheme of this room. The swatches of the bed inspired me. So it's a very like purpley kind of room. I put some neon lights up, and at first I wanted it to be different colors, but I realized it just wasn't working the way that I wanted it to, just because one of them looked like it was dimmer than the other, even though they were all like the same brightness, I guess. So I had to change it, but I put like the buy flag and like the string lights wall item on there. I put a bunch of posters in this room, and then I used that door from high school years, and comes with like a bunch of like decals and stuff on the door and stuff, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect for this bedroom. I feel like this kid would definitely have that like on their door, I guess. I don't know. And now we're moving on into the first toddler room. So I imagine these toddlers are like twin toddlers. Again, if you don't have twin toddlers, like that's fine. It's what I had in my head like when building, I guess, these rooms. It's easier for me to build a room when I'm like imagining it and stuff, and you're gonna see me go back and forth a lot with these two rooms, but it's easier for me to like just picture what the sim would be like when building than just trying to make it a generic house, I guess. And I don't know, I feel like people would like that too, but what do I know, I guess. But for this boys room, I tried to make it as like boyish as possible, I guess. And it can easily be converted into like a kid's room. I tried to make it generic enough that like either a child or a toddler could live here. I just put the toddler bed because that's what I had in mind for this room. But yeah, again, a kid sim can live here too. I don't make the rules on it. But yeah, that room was just a lot of boy-y kind of things. And then this next room is kind of inspired by my like toddler-esque preschool era sort of room that I had growing up. I had a princess room. So I wanted to keep the same kind of vibes for this room. So you'll see, I know it's not like very feng shui of me, but I put the toddler bed right by the windows, and then I added 2 of the big growing together curtains from it. I thought that it would be perfect as like a little canopy thing, because there's one from the nursery kit that we got. I forgot the name of it. There's so many, but there's like an actual like canopy thing from that kit, but obviously I'm not using that kit, so I decided to like kind of make my own, and I think it came out really cute. But I put like a bunch of like cutesy girly things in that room. We got like a unicorn plushie, a doctor like kit, we got another toy box in there and stuff. And now we're getting to the backyard. So I kind of speed ran the backyard super duper quickly. I just put like a patio out there with a grill and like tables and chairs and whatnot. They do have a pool in the backyard, so if your Sims wanted to swim in that, they can. But it was very simple. I don't think I put like any gardening boxes or stuff out there, but like again, you can add that stuff in if you want to, but it's just very, very simple stuff. And I should probably address as well, yes, I know that there is no wallpaper on majority of the build, like in the inside. There will be wallpaper in a second. I added it towards the very end just because I wanted to get the main build stuff out the way, just so I could get like the general vibe of it and kind of figure out the color scheme and whatnot. And once I got all that down, then I was like, okay, I know it's like basically what wallpaper I wanted to use, and I had that stuff in mind. But it's getting to that point where we're like starting to get closer towards the end of the build, and I'm like, okay, what else do I need to put in like the final touches and stuff? But I'm gonna hop in game in a second to give y'all the final tour of the build, and y'all can see how it actually turns out. So I will see y'all in game in a second. Alright, so here is the final build. There's the front of it. I know it's not as accurate as the Pinterest photo that I showed, but it helped me get a general idea of the build. So you walk in through the front door and you're immediately greeted to the dining room and the kitchen area. I put some baking clutter in like lunchbox, like they're in the middle of packing the kids' lunch or something. We got the dining table right here. This is the whole living room area. I put the infant playmat thing just so it's easy for you to bring your infant down here if you need to. This first door is just a plain bathroom. I didn't really do much with it. This right here is going to be the infant room. Again, you can kind of see like the natural earthy kind of vibe I was going for. You walk in here and this is kind of like the little hallway area. So I have another bathroom right here and it has a toddler potty just in case your Sims need it. And then we got the parents' bedroom with an ensuite as well. You come upstairs and here's the little playroom area I was talking about. You come off to the side with a little bathroom. Here are the 2 twin bedrooms, and then they have like a Jack and Jill situation going on. So they share a bathroom, which is pretty convenient. And it also has a bathtub just so you can bathe your toddlers. And here is my favorite bedroom of the build. It's very like, I don't know what's the word for it, but I like it. It's my kind of style. So, and then here is the backyard. We got a pool for them in case they want to swim in it and whatnot. I got a couple lounge chairs, the trash cans in the back, and yeah, pretty much it. I don't have a fire alarm or anything, so if your Sims catch on fire when they're grilling, too bad, so sad. But that is all that I have for this video today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and maybe even a little subscribe, ? And I hope you're having an awesome day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Peace out.